Hello, kittens, and here we go. Let's see what to expect this weekend. I was talking about Queen of Wands yesterday, and now we have Queen of Swords, so we're going to spend some time there. But look at that. We have Nine of Cups, and we have a Six of Cups. And look at this lovely rainbow flow and coming into that sunset, or it's just like the vision that every one of us probably would like to trade our wintry, snowy environment for something kind of like warm on the beach kind of a thing. But this is like literally that, like that feeling, I wish I'm somewhere else. I'm wishing kind of like that I have been in a situation somewhere in some kind of like different kind of like capacity, right? For example, you are like thinking about a lost love. It's really poetic card if you really think about it. So this is kind of like return to some early love experiences or early life experiences. So that talks about reunion, or you're feeling, oh my God, like I promised I'm going to remember you forever, and I'm not, and you're feeling really tremendously guilty as a result of it, right? But this also means about love being refreshed, kind of like, hey, how are you doing? It's almost like something psychic in the air that you're feeling somebody's presence. And doesn't have to be like, I mean, a lover. It can be a loved one. It can be a parent that you have lost or that is like absent somewhere else, right? So maybe living far apart, and you're really Zoom cannot kind of like compensate for it. You need a closeness, you need hug, right? So there is like that nostalgia that is really going on. This also card really links to mother and to parenthood and things that we have learned from our parents. But as I said, also a soulmate. So then we get to this basically Nine of Cups, which we are starting. And look at that. In Da Vinci deck, they are not showing that as a solo person. A solo person of Nine of Cups, oh, you're just good with yourself. You just don't need anything else, right? But this is like talking about karma and full expression of love. It's almost like that he's whispering to him something and he's guarding this energy. She's just calling one, he's calling, bleh. He's holding one hand like that and the other one like this, so it just goes like, I mean, he's directing something right over here. So the nine is really talking about a full expression of love. So this is like, again, very similar to what we had, like feeling so happy that you don't want to lose it, feeling so kind of like mesmerized and all of that, that it almost like immediately you're like, I shouldn't really be so happy because it's not going to happen. I have like so many friends like that who are never hopeful. Oh, whenever I wish something for myself, never happens. And I'm the opposite. I live the hope and sometimes a tank, but you know what? I just dust myself off and move forward kind of a thing. Which type are you? Let me know in the comments, right? Because it's really interesting to see, because to me maybe this is why I resonate with the card star, which is really so important, right? So here we talk about health and emotional stability, but also I really have to tell you, and it's going to sound weird, but beware what you wish for because it might really, really come true. So if you wish this guy that you're in love and you kind of like finally quote unquote win, and what if he's no good, right? So that's a little bit of a warning in all of this situation. So let's talk a little bit today about this Queen of Swords. Many tarot readers subscribe to the school that Queen of Swords represents air signs. And that could be true to an extent because air signs do not mince their words or waste their time. And they really quickly get to the point. So they're really fast moving. And sometimes this is not digestible by the other people. But it's sort of like, get to the point. It's almost like all of these CEOs that really you always feel that you're wasting their time kind of a thing, right? So it was like Roseanne Barr that said, the thing women have yet to learn is that nobody gives you power, you just take it. So claim your power. If you are a lady, you definitely have to go for it. if you're a man, that you're going to encounter a really, really powerful lady in your life. So she usually is presented of sitting on her throne, but nonetheless, she can be very intimidating, right? So there is like, I mean, clarity of mind. I don't know if you can see this like rays coming through, and she's charging her sword with those rays over here, right? So she actually represents mature intellect, which is devoid of emotion. So this is an archetype. Like none of these queens are so sliced in the universe. They do have the smooth edges, which kind of like blend with other kind of like things, right? So in mythology, like when you think about the feminine, they always associate that with emotion. But in this card, the woman is like composed, stern, and she totally has her focus, right? Not so much the feeling. So therefore, that card represents the ability to judge and discern impartially, right? Without the influence of emotion. You're not saying, I'm going to stick it to you or I don't like you. No, you're clearly taking the facts and processing it, right? So when the Queen of Swords show up in a reading, we need to be independent, both in thought and in judgment, and use your intelligence to do that. It's not like, oh, I like this one. No, no, no. That's not going to give you result. This is clearly telling you that after maybe indulging in a beautiful weekend where you have this emotional kind of like interaction or sentiments or nostalgia, you kind of like wake up and you say, okay, but things need to be done. Let me do that. Let me do that. So there is like no beating around the bush. You're kind of like issuing orders. You are saying what you want to say. And what is really interesting about her is that she has learned to be independent, and she has learned to live on her own, right? So if somebody approaches her and he or she is overly romantic, because this is generic reading, right? You might learn that she kind of like cannot really respond properly, because that's kind of like ingredient that is really missing. But she forms her relationships based on intellect. Does this make sense? And so kind of like if you are, let's say, a really nice guy and you're consistent, you're always doing the good things, she's going to say, yeah, that's the partner for me. Where maybe somebody else, like Pentacles or Earth sign, would say, ooh, look at those muscles, so freaking hot, right? Or Wands would say, you know what, but I like to do things with him. We have so much in common. And then you have like that water, you guys, water, you go like, ooh, this goes so deep. How much deeper can we go? Let's see if we can love each other more. So like each of us, each element is of course the combination of the other elements, but maybe this weekend we are also working through making some kind of like tough decisions, and we need to look at the relationships and overall situation from a very impartial kind of like perspective, and leave your emotions out in order to really kind of like be successful. If this is a challenge, then seek an advice from a friend who is impartial. So this is your truly for today, guys. This is coming up at the same time as we have live, so please do join us. This is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, if you guys want a reading from me, contact me. The information is in the description of this video. Love you. Have a beautiful and great weekend. All the best.